Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. Okay, this is going to be a review of The Muppets Now! Season 1, Episode 2, Fever Pitch. Okay, so it's still The Muppets. It still doesn't have any music. There's no singing, there's no dancing, there's no two old men complaining in the corner. There is nothing to break up the monotony. Most especially, comedy. There's no comedy to break up the monotony. Okay, it starts out with Pepe's Unbelievable Game Show. Now, the thing about Mr. Pepe is I think I was introduced to Mr. Pepe right about here. I could be wrong, but this is where I remember him showing up the most and being the most endearing. And it's a very Merry Muppet Christmas movie. And it's rated 6.4 by IMDb. This is why I don't use IMDb for their ratings, because, no, I love this one. And there's some great music in it. Seriously, some great music. And Pepe is wonderful. And Pepe is done by Bill Beretta. And Bill Beretta, to me, is, besides being Pepe, he was in Dinosaurs, a show that ran in the 90s. And if you haven't seen Dinosaurs, the puppet show by Henson, wow, is it an awesome show. Do check it out. You will like it. It's good stuff. But Pepe was in it, and Pepe is in this movie. It's a very Muppet Christmas movie, and he's wonderful. He's so cool. And so when I was watching the new Muppets Now, I was trying to figure out, well, is that still the same voice? Because he has no energy in this. And that was surprising. So I'm like, no, it's not going to be the same guy. And it turns out, yeah, it really is the same guy with no energy. Bummer. Okay, but what about the sketch? Okay, so you get into the sketch, and I won't call it a comedic sketch because it's not funny. And it has these two guest stars. And as I said last time, it's very difficult to be an actual star nowadays because the entertainment world is so fractured. If you're not in a Marvel movie, people knowing who you are is going to be really tricky. And even being in a Marvel movie is going to be tricky because there's such a large cast. So I'm like, okay, well, who are these guys? I don't recognize either one. So I decided to look them up. And here's what I found. Here is who they are. The first one is, her name is Bree Carter. And here is her IMDb listing. She has 14 credits. I am not picking on Bree Carter. I am picking on the fact that the new Muppets guest stars, this is their resume. This is it. You've got Poison Ink, which is a short. She played a barista. At the Maple Grove, she played a party guest. You see, it's like, okay. And out of the 14 credits, this one is 12. She's got 2 that haven't even come out yet. So, at this point in her career, this is her being a guest star on the show, not a guest star on the show. Well, what about the dude? Mr. Artoon Nazareth, who they keep calling Cartoon. You're not mishearing it. They do call him Cartoon throughout. Well, let's look at his resume. He's got 11 credits. And of those 11 credits, Muppets is way down here, so you go 11, 10, let's say 11, 10, 9, 8. It's his 7th credit as an actor. And does he have any major credits for his acting? The Conners, 1 episode. Stumptown, 1 episode. Tactical Girl, 1 episode. Secret Santa, short. There's like 5 million movies named Secret Santa. Let's see, Pantheon University, TV miniseries. 1 episode. High Spirits, 1 episode. Wow! Not picking on these human beings, it's the beginning of their career. But talk about digging into the bottom of the barrel. Guys, you're picking the rookies off the tree. And this isn't Saturday Night Live where you're going to keep using them, is it? Okay, so where do we go then? Then after that, we go from this unbelievably long, unfunny sketch with no music to speak of, and it's just bad. And it kills me because I love Pepe. Okay, And then what are we going to? Oh God, no, not this sketch. Was that the next one? Okay. Now, everybody loves Danny Trujillo. Everybody, because he's got a look and he's made it work very, very, very well for him. Jimmy Durante did it. James Trujillo done it. Danny Trujillo's done it, sorry. And yeah, good for him. This turkey is a turkey of a show. It wasn't funny last week. It's not funny this week. They at least don't spend as long teaching you how to cook shows that they don't teach you how to cook like they did last time, which was like, God, that was so weird. They're actually doing the full cooking show and not actually teaching you the right measurements or any of the measurements. This one goes along a much, much quicker. It's funnier to talk about than it is to watch because the meal that Swedish Chef puts together, if I told you what it is, you'd laugh. It's funny. But when you watch, it's like, yeah, it's not funny. It's the execution is very important in that. Now, Danny Trujillo is not scraping the bottom of the barrel for a bunch of rookies. Danny Trujillo is if you've seen the Spy Kid movies, there you go. Okay. He's also been in a bunch of other stuff, but hey, I like kid movies, so what can I say? So yes, top-notch guest star that they didn't put in a sketch that was funny, no fault of his own. After that, see how long it is? It just keeps going. Okay, now this one. I have some interesting things to say about this one. The Muppet Labs field test. Where do we begin? A, it's really funny. This sketch is really funny. B, there's some actual really decent science in it. I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. I might actually end up using this in class myself. So it's got some good science, which it's not like Bunsen, Honeydew, and Beaker have. They don't really show you real science. So this was a first for them, or at least darn close to it. And so it's got science. It's funny. It's just, it has a little bit of the Saturday Night Live thing where it goes too long. It's like, okay, it's funny. And then the end of it is really kind of dark and creepy. I don't think it's not going to affect kids in a bad way, but it's like, really? Did you just do what I think you did? Yep. Some kids will actually get off on it and think it's really funny, but it does end quite dark and creepy. But this sketch was funny. It was good stuff. Now, maybe because I've been drilled down and just it's like, oh, give me something. My expectations are so low. I don't know. I laughed a lot in this sketch, and I didn't in the other ones. It was like the other ones were like, I'm gonna watch the paint dry now, but the paint is dry. Don't care. Okay, so let's see, and then we go to, oh God, no, not this again. Okay, so then Taine Diggs makes his appearance, and okay, yippee-ki-yay, not funny. I love Miss Piggy, but dang, this ain't funny. Oh, and Scooter's in it a bunch this week, and it gives you enough time to know, wow, he doesn't sound anything at all like Scooter. The new Kermit guy does a good job for sounding like Kermit, but no charisma. Miss Piggy's, if she had a script. Okay, yeah. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, yeah, they brought Linda Cardinelli back. These two have potential of being funny, but they never really get the chance. But, I mean, you've got White Trash Mice, but, yeah, their voices were funny sounding. So, again, there's a lot of potential here that, nope, nothing came out of it. Sketch, not funny. She does the best thing she can. She tells people how to be healthy. And, yeah, just, oh, my God. It was painful, and I think that's it. I think that's the last one. Yeah, so there you go. And I'm like, wow, it's over? Okay. So, with all that in mind, let's take a look at this one more time as we recap. You have Bree Carter. Good luck on your career. You were on the Muppets. That's something, I guess. Same thing to this dude, who's actually more of a director, according to this. Now, if these are YouTube personalities, it doesn't say so on here. I have noticed that the YouTube people are being listed on IMDb as creators, directors, and stuff like that. So I do the Phantom Menace, and I'm done. That's my group that I pay attention to. But you're a political channel with a little bit of reviews. I know, but I like the Phantom Menace, and I like politics. Darn it, Phantom Menace doesn't like politics, so I'm the outsider, and I try and cover the shows that they don't. That's why I started doing the reviews, because like, hey, are any of these guys going to talk about these shows? And they don't. So it's like, well, here I am picking up the slack. Okay, and then we've got Pepe's Greatest Hits right there as compared to the new show. Then you have Danny Trujillo. Yay, big time star. Awesome possum. You have Linda Cardinelli coming back because like everybody's got to eat and you need a paycheck. And same thing for Taine Diggs. I'm not picking on their work. It's just like, really? Give them a script. Please, please, please give them a script. And that is kind of what happens on the show, is there's no... You know, it's time to cue the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time for Muppets Now on the Muppet Show tonight. But they don't do that. And I'm serious. Mr. Frank Oz was right. In order to make the Muppets work, him and Jim Henson agreed, you have to have music, and it's got to be paced at the right place, and they don't have any music. It's painful. It's like, okay, you had one sketch that was really decent. It's a pull away. It's like, okay, fine, watch that 5-minute sketch, and then you're good. You're really good. It's really enjoyable. And holy macaroni, you might actually learn something. But the other ones, you shouldn't be watching paint dry and going, now that's entertainment compared to the show. It's way worse than last week. Way worse. Except, I know you're getting tired of hearing me say this, except for the Science Speaker Show. Oh my gosh. I'm hoping next week that it picks up, because, like, dude, that's episode 3. One thing you learn when you either watch a lot of TV or you work in TV, whichever the case may be, some of us did both, is it takes 3 episodes to get the groove. And by episode 4, you've either got the groove or you don't. And if you don't, you're never going to get it. And then you have to get retooled if you're allowed to come back, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we've got episode 3 next week, and we'll see how that goes. And then if it starts picking up, it's like, cool. And it was the same thing with The Mandalorian. Mandalorian episode 1 was nothing like all of the other episodes because they hadn't been around long enough to get the groove. And then, it did, and then they had a couple of really off-the-wall episodes, but that's a different review for a different video, which I'm pretty sure I've already done. So, should you watch the Muppets now? No, don't do it. Especially if you love the Muppets, because this will give you no pleasure, no enjoyment. Should you watch the segment with the science people? Oh, if you can find it, it's good times. But the rest of it, no, avoid it like the plague that it is. And I hate saying that about the Muppets. But then again, I don't think there's anybody connected to the original Muppets left. Oh, but Bill Barretta was in Dinosaurs. Yeah, but he's, Muppets started in the 1960s. Bill Barretta was in the 1990s? Was that 80s or 90s? No, it was 90s. Early 90s. Very early 90s. Because it was making fun of Anita Hill hearings. That was the cool thing about that show, is they really did a great job of slamming the real world. Ugh. It's too bad it cost so much to make, and it got replaced by Hanging with Cooper, which did not make better ratings. Oh well, what are you going to do? So, there you go. And that's that. And we will see you in the future. And for those of you pining for more political videos, tomorrow I should have 3 really good ones coming out. So I haven't given up on you. It's just they take a lot longer to do than these do because of the research and making it all good. As want to meet your expectations for a good political video. And there you go. That's that. And we miss you, and we'll be back. Next week is our last week of work, which is, scary. But there you go. All things come to an end in a pandemic and a state with lockdowns. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the future.